Good morning, everyone. It is Julie here with your Friday morning stock market news, where we're bringing you everything you need to know as the market opens. So let's get into it. Alright guys, welcome back and thank you all so much for being here and TGI Friday. Hope you guys have some exciting plans this weekend. I'm going to be going camping again for a couple nights, so I'm very excited about that. Now, of course, this morning we'll be taking a look at exciting stock market news. We have a bunch of notable earnings reports to wrap up the week, and we'll also see which stocks are the morning's biggest gainers and losers. So let's dive right into this morning's exciting stock market news. We are ending the week off with U.S. stock futures in the green. Right now, Dow futures are up 0.46%, S&P 500 futures up 0.60%, and NASDAQ futures up 1.1%. Meta Platforms is set to be working on new features for their Threads app to help with retention after they reportedly lost half of their users in the following weeks from their launch. Mark Zuckerberg reportedly told employees that obviously if you have more than 100 million people sign up, it would be awesome if all of them or even half stuck around. We're not there yet. He went on to detail some features being planned, including a desktop version and search functionality. Analysts currently rate the Meta Platform stock a strong buy with an average upside of 19%. Shares of Palantir are in the green this morning after a Wedbush analyst initiated coverage with a buy rating. Analyst Dan Ives said that he believes the company has built an AI fortress that he thinks is unmatched, allowing the company to play a key role in the coming AI revolution. He said that given the company's extensive experience handling customer data, Palantir's transition to a pure-play AI name will leverage its existing expertise to drive advancements and deliver AI solutions powered by high-quality data. He said that their secret sauce is human-driven analysis that leverages AI and creates platforms that allow their customers to address questions. He is one of 2 buy ratings on the stock, which overall comes in as a hold and a downside of 29%. And Reata Pharmaceuticals is soaring, currently up 50% on the news that they'll be bought by Biogen for $7.3 billion. The acquisition of Reata Pharmaceuticals follows their FDA approval back in March for the company's Friedreich's ataxia drug Skyclarys, which is the first drug approved for the rare movement disorder. The acquisition is expected to be slightly dilutive to Biogen's earnings per share in 2023 and is anticipated to close in Q4. The Biogen stock is currently rated a strong buy with an average upside of nearly 27%. Now moving over to notable earnings reports. Now, the after hours today is fairly quiet as we wrap up the week, but last night we did have a ton of big names reporting, including Ford Motor. Now, their stock is fairly flat despite an earnings and revenue beat, an increase to their future guidance, and some big EV goals. Ford is now expecting to reach a 600,000 unit electric vehicle production run rate during 2024 and noted they'll maintain flexibility, balancing growth and profitability on the way to attaining a 2 million run rate. The company also raised their full-year guidance for adjusted EBITDA. Their Q2 earnings per share of 72 cents beat expectations by 18 cents per share, and revenue of $42.4 billion grew nearly 12% year-over-year, beating expectations by over $1.1 billion. Analysts currently rate the Ford stock a hold with an average upside of over 5%. Shares of Enphase Energy are falling this morning, currently down 15%. They came out with mixed results, but also some weak Q3 sales guidance. For their third quarter, they're anticipating revenue of $555 to $600 million, which was far below the $749 million that analysts were anticipating. They did beat on earnings, coming out with earnings per share of $1.47, 20 cents ahead of expectations, but revenue of $711 million did fall nearly $15 million short. Analysts do currently rate their stock a moderate buy with an average upside of 31%. Then we have First Solar. They are in the green after an earnings and revenue beat, plus an announcement that they plan to invest over $1 billion in a new U.S. factory. This will further expand their U.S. capacity to produce their own photovoltaic solar modules. For their Q2, they reported earnings per share of $1.59, which was 65 cents ahead of estimates, and revenue of $811 million grew 30% year-over-year, beating expectations by over $91 million. Analysts currently rate the First Solar stock a moderate buy with an average upside of about 20%. We also have Roku in the green after posting a much narrower than expected loss. Their Q2 loss per share of 76 cents actually came in 51 cents narrower than anticipated. Revenue of $847 million beat expectations by $72.5 million. Analysts do currently rate their stock a moderate buy with an average upside of over 5%. And Intel is also in the green after coming out with an earnings and revenue beat. Their results helped show signs of a recovery in the PC market, with Q2 earnings per share of 13 cents beating expectations by 16 cents per share, and revenue of $12.9 billion beating expectations by $760 million. Analysts currently rate their stock a hold with a pretty flat price target. Moving to the pre-market this morning, we have heard from Exxon Mobile, who actually missed on both earnings and revenue. It is said that they were hurt in the drop in oil and gas prices from last year's highs that were driven up by Russia's invasion of the Ukraine. For their Q2, they reported earnings per share of $1.94, missing expectations by 8 cents per share, and revenue of $82.9 billion fell 28% year over year, missing estimates by $7.4 billion. We then officially heard from Chevron this morning. Now, you might remember at the start of the week, they had shared some preliminary results on Sunday that were ahead of estimates, so there was no big surprises this morning. Revenue came out at $48.9 billion, and their Q2 earnings per share of $3.08 matched their preliminary report, which also came in ahead of expectations. And we also heard from Proctor Gamble. They're in the green this morning after a rise of organic sales growth and an earnings and revenue beat. The company saw an 8% gain in their fourth quarter organic sales, while earnings per share of $1.37 beat by 5 cents per share, and revenue of $20.6 billion beat by $610 million. Now let's take a look at which stocks are the morning's biggest gainers and losers. Of course, our biggest gainers this morning are led by Reata Pharmaceuticals. Their stock is surging on the news they'll be bought by Biogen. Trading under the ticker RETA, the stock is up 51%. They're followed by First Solar under FSLR up 11.5%, and the Boston Beer Company under SAM up 11.6%. And our biggest losers are led by Enphase Energy following their earnings report. Trading under the ticker ENPH, their stock is down over 15%. They're followed by SS&C Technologies under SSNC, down 8.87%, and Juniper Networks under JNPR, down 6.5%. So that is going to be everything for Friday morning's stock market news. If you made it to the end of today's video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and say good morning in the comments. I always love hearing from you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday.